And let's get down to business. Welcome to the Empire 161 show. Thank you for joining us on this Monday evening. It's a little bit off our usual, but we got to make it all work. So we're excited. We've got a lot of games to talk about, a lot of wins to talk about this week, and a couple of quick stories. But yeah, thanks for joining us. If it's on the Facebook live stream, if you're joining us on YouTube, if you're joining us on Instagram or Twitter, our own at Empire 161 Show Twitter, or if you found us on your podcast, wherever you found us there, Spotify or iTunes, wherever. So we appreciate the support. And with me, as always, is Lisa Garcia. Lisa, what's up? What's going on?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And like Ed said, it's a little bit of a weird night for us. But listen, Ed and I have lives just like you all do. And yesterday we planned to do the show, but we both had things we were doing. So we did decide that, sometimes life is more important than the podcast. But we wanted to make sure we got a night in. And thankfully, the Yankees had tonight off. So it was seamless to just push it to tonight. So we welcome you. And like the beginning of the song said, we got one more night, and we're going to talk about how Miguel Andujar may have had his one last night during the show today. So stay tuned for that. And just welcome, and we're really excited to have you here on a Monday night with us. So thank you for joining us, whoever's watching.
Yeah, and it worked out perfectly for us too, because Double O Deep Dive had to take the night off, so their slot opened up.
There we go. Happy anniversary.
Yes, Jason, if you happen to be catching this show, which I would really
not
appreciate. You shouldn't be tonight, but whenever you do, happy anniversary to you and Reg, my granny's peach tea partner in crime. So thanks for making room and time to do our shows throughout the last, it's been a year and a half now. Wow. Yes, It's been a little while. So yeah, always appreciate that, but happy anniversary to Jason. And let me finish sharing out the show quickly, because sometimes that can be slightly challenging. And we are done. I almost shared it to put it in the books, and that would not have been good. They don't want to hear about too much of it. So, all right. So we are gonna jump off with a couple of quick things. As we used to have a segment called Schwib, which we've been kind of moving away from, but there's some stories to talk about with Major League Baseball in general. And one of them was a report this morning, which I had caught the article on CNN this morning. But apparently Saturday night, the Tampa Bay Rays were hosting their Pride Night, and they were wearing some patches and I believe caps with their, with the rainbow flag, color and everything for Pride Month. And there were apparently 5 or 6 players that kind of refused to do it, and the reasoning was just bizarre in a way. So, Lisa, do we want to talk about the reasoning here? Because it seemed like they were kind of talking out of both sides of their mouth.
So, I get it. Your team is in Florida. Florida is not known for being a liberal state in general, just like Miami and a couple other spots. I get it. And we're from New York. Yes. Which is the area of New York that we're both from is very
the 5 boroughs, the 4 boroughs.
The 4 boroughs that Ed recognizes are very liberal. Well, I don't want to insult the people from the other boroughs, so all 5. But listen, if your team is having a Pride Night event during Pride Month, wear the freaking hat. I don't care what your religious beliefs are. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. Have your religious beliefs. Just wear the cap. Nobody's going to think you're in the LGBTQ community because you're wearing a rainbow flag hat. Your whole team is wearing the hat. That does not mean that your whole team represents the LGBTQ community. And I bet you that there are people on your team who are in the closet about representing the LGBTQ community, because of all of the major sports, Major League Baseball doesn't do the best job about that. So shame on you, Rays. Get over yourselves. It's not that serious. There are a lot of fans who are fans of Major League Baseball, who are fans of the Tampa Bay Rays, who are part of the LGBTQ community, and you just made them feel like crap. I don't appreciate that. I am a strong ally of the LGBTQ community. I am even running a 5K this weekend to celebrate Pride Month here in New York. That's why I'm not going to our games, Ed. But come on, man, like, get it together. It doesn't even make sense. Your article started out one way, it turned and went another way, and you basically said that Jesus doesn't approve this. Show me in the Bible where it says that, please, because back in the days in the Old Testament, a lot of people were doing a lot of things with a lot of other people, same sex and other sex, and even animals. Okay, so just get over yourselves.
Yeah, so it's funny because I'm gonna say not shame on the race specifically, just
shame on those 5 players.
Yeah,
You're
those
right.
5 or 6 players, whatever it was.
You're
because
right.
the organization, I actually respect the organization a lot. Honestly, they do a lot of good things, and the fact that they stretch every dollar and every cent that they can do to like field a competitive team every year, which I don't know how the heck they do it, but it's kind of remarkable. But they were doing the right thing. The team, the organization was doing the right thing. The 5 players, whatever. It's just you just don't say one thing, because a lot of the quotes were pretty much, oh, we don't look down on anyone, this and that, blah blah blah. But kind of like Jesus told me that we couldn't go ahead and put a patch on our body, and I'm like, guys, it's a hat, it's a patch. Get over it. I'm pretty sure you've worn T-shirts or whatever the heck that have probably had curse words and everything else, and God knows what. So stop. Like, don't say you're not and then you are at the same exact time. Like, that's just dumb. But props to Kevin Kiermaier, though, their center fielder, who is the most popular array that there is down there. He actually spoke up and was like, listen, I was raised to love everybody the same no matter what, so whatever. He totally was not backing these dudes at all. So, and he's kind of like the face of the organization. Yeah, props to him for sure. Mario is dropping in with a quick comment here. What's it? Nice to see New York baseball teams doing awesome. No, for sure.
Yes.
Mario, your Mets are kicking ass. The Yanks are kicking ass. Listen, maybe we meet in October. That would be pretty awesome.
We got to get through those Subway series that are coming up.
Yeah. We got those. We got 2 of those coming up, but it'd be pretty awesome for the city and for both fan bases, because I remember back in 2000 how wild that got. Yes. It was awesome. So to get to rekindle that thing would be fantastic. Yes. So, but whatever. It just sucks when the team was, the Tampa Bay Rays were trying to do a good thing. A couple of bad apples trying to essentially spoil the party, but I would just keep it to the bad apples. The props to the team for doing their thing. And I was talking to Rick, who we shouted out last week in his birthday over there. We had a whole conversation about it this morning. He was like, yeah, the area around the Trop is very much, into, for pride and supportive and stuff like that. So he was just like, yeah, that was just a shame that, the area around the actual Trop is very supportive, but then, you had the 5 players that did that. So I also was kind of wondering, did the organization not talk to the players before that?
Right, day of, did they just say, hey, you're wearing this uniform today and this is why? And then the players were like, no, I'm not doing that.
They're like, no, Jesus. Sorry. I don't know. I just felt like, you know what I'm saying? I think if the organization had a conversation with the players and they kind of saw this was coming, I don't know what you do there, I don't think it's right they should cancel the night or something like that, or you try to figure something out, some way to do it, because it just seemed like those players were kind of thrown over there, kind of out on a limb and things like that. I just think they would have been better prepared for it, is all. And I've been to I was at a Pride night for the New York Rangers this past season, and what hockey does, they usually do warm-up jerseys beforehand. They don't don't change the uniform on the ice. And no, everyone just kind of rocked with it, and that was it. And they gave out bags and stuff like that. So it was cool, but whatever. Just sucks. So you go ahead and kind of just kind of put a little stain on a night that was supposed to be at great intentions and stuff like that. So
yeah,
that kind of stinks. All right. So I think that was it for Choi, because I don't got anything else.
Miguel Andujar, or do you want to do that later?
No. We'll get to Miguel Andujar, because he's got to have his own title.
Miggy wants out.
Miggy wants out. So pretty much when Josh Donaldson came back on Friday off the IL, and Giancarlo Stanton came out off the IL on Saturday, roster spots were needed. position players who had options left. One was Miguel Andujar. And unfortunately, I'll say he was sent down and kind of demanded a trade. And it was interesting to learn that this is the second time Miggy has requested a trade.
Yes.
This wasn't the first. We didn't hear about the first time. I mean, you kind of assume based on the way it's going. But he's still young, and he's turned into a pretty. I think we talked about it last week. He is a left fielder. He looks pretty comfortable out there. So he's worked hard on his defense to adjust from third to left field. So props him for that. It's not like lighting it up, at the plate, but you still got to give him some at bats and some more time. He's killed it in AAA, and that's why he kind of felt it was unfair, especially when you see who is playing in front of him, who do not have options. You got Joey Gallo, hitting, whatever heck he's hitting right now, $180 or something like that. Even though he did have a big home run yesterday. And then you got Aaron Hicks, who has no more options, and he's got a pretty big size contract, and he's hitting like 215. So I can kind of understand where Andujar is coming from, especially this time. Is like, what the heck do I got to do? To get my actual major league career going, and it's been rough. So, Lisa, what are your thoughts on the Andujar situation? Do you think it's been unfair? What do you think?
I remember how many opportunities they gave Clint Frazier. How many opportunities they're currently giving Aaron Hicks. And just last week, I was like, Aaron Hicks has to go. I called him last season. I remember calling him Mr. Glass. I mean, the guy gets hurt. Like recently he got hit in the hand, and I was like, oh, that's it. Season's over. And I don't know what happened, but he miraculously didn't break anything in his hand. I feel bad. We talked about Miguel Andujar, I feel like last week, and how good he was doing, and he was showing consistency. And I agree with you. He looks really strong in left field, and he's younger than Gallo. He's younger than Hicks. And, like that, I feel like he would have been the better trade-off for either one of them. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I hope for him. It's, I'm always a fan of a player betting on themselves the way Aaron Judge has, and it's been working out really well. So I hope Miguel Andujar, continues to bet on himself and gets traded somewhere else and does a great job elsewhere. I mean, look at Andrew Velasquez. He's thriving in LA. They love him over there. So, sometimes that's just the way it goes. And, in baseball, I think a lot of players know that if you're not the Aaron Judge of the team, you can't assume that you're going to be on the team for your entire career. So hopefully he gets traded and does a good job somewhere else, or the Yankees figure it out and keep him and build with him, because I do think he can become a strong asset for them, or he'll become a strong asset for another team and will regret it later on.
Yeah, so I think it's important to look at the entire situation, right? So obviously this was a roster numbers crunch of why he had to go instead of the other two. Okay, Gallo's on the last year, he's a free. This is his walk year, so not looking good for him there. We said it last week. Just don't think the Gallo thing is working out here for whatever reason it is. I don't know. Maybe this weirdly lights a fire under his ass or something like that. Because again, he did hit a big home run yesterday afternoon, because it was afternoon by that point, even though it was 11:35 start. I was going to say yesterday morning. And then Aaron Hicks, they're kind of just stuck with him too right now. Hicks' only advantage over Andujar is that, yes, he's a switch hitter and he plays center field, which they don't have a lot of options. You got Hicks, there's been a whole lot of Aaron Judge in center field this year, which I'm sure was not really the plan, but it's been there, and he's done a great job. And there's been times where Hicks is playing left field and Judge is in center field.
Yes.
So I think it's just because of his defensive versatility is why Hicks is hanging around, and obviously the contract. And I just don't think they would find a taker for Hicks. I think their best bet is to move Gallo, because I think somebody somewhere out there is going to be like, something, we'll take it. If he hits us 40 bombs like he used to in Texas, and we'll take the shitty batting average, and he draws his walks, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. We'll make do with it. A left-handed bat is why the Yankees went after him in the first place. But at this point, you're hitting $170. It doesn't matter, lefty, righty, whatever. It's not working. So, and the Padres showed some interest in the offseason. So maybe somebody, I would even take, if you can get a reliever for Gallo, I would take it because they're going to need another arm also with Green going down. Well, Weisiger keeps on having the shoulder popping up. Who the heck knows what's going on with Chapman, with the Achilles and stuff like that, or in general when he's healthy. No one knows what's going on with him really. So they could use some depth in the bullpen. So that could be an option for them. And same thing with Andujar. If they decide to move Andujar and they got to keep the other two as they can't find takers, maybe you package him with somebody else. Maybe an Estevan Florial, or something like that. And a name that's popped up on a radar, and I know it's gotten like some other way on Sports Talk Radio and crap like that, but he kind of popped up to me last week because he's on my fantasy team, and I obviously familiar with his numbers are, is Andrew Benintendi. You'll know the name from his days with the Red Sox. He's now with the Kansas City Royals on a 1-year contract, making about $8.5 million. So you got to assume a team like that not going anywhere is going to look to move him at some point. Good lefty bat, natural left fielder, which the Yankees could use instead of trying to take a right fielder like Gallo and shove him into left and revolving doors in left field. Guy doesn't strike out a lot. Hits to all fields, high batting average. His numbers this year, he's hitting .321 with a .384 on base percentage and a .799 OPS. Only 2 home runs with 21 RBIs. He would be perfect for the Yankees. Absolutely perfect. And if Andujar and Florial and someone else gets us him, then I would move Andujar. That's when I would consider moving on from them. I think it is going to be tough to move Gallo and Hicks. I mean, it's just going to. So Miggy that might be the way to go just because you don't really have any other choice. But if you can move Gallo, I'd trade him for almost anything at this point. Maybe a warm case of Gatorade. Or, like some dirty towels. I'm not even asking for like prestige stuff. Like, just anything. I'll wash the towels. I'll cool the Gatorade. It's fine. Just, I don't know. It's the Gallo
really
thing.
Bad.
It kills me. I mean, whatever. But I don't know. It's just something to look at. I think Benintendi is the guy you want to look at. But Gallo, I don't know. That's where it is. Hicks, I think, is unmovable. I don't think anyone's taking him. Not with that contract, not with that injury history, not with this performance. Yeah. You just have to pray every night that Hicks makes it work somehow. So that's what I think it is. So, all right. And then I guess let's get into the week. Okay. We got 2 sweeps to talk about. Sorry, spoiler alert. The Yankees went 6-0 this week. We'll get started here with the Tuesday night game where the Bronx Bombers beat the crap out of the Halos 9-1. Remember last week, Lisa, when we talked about, was it hashtag hit for Gumby or runs for Gumby? I don't
man, did we manifest that?
We put it out into the air and boom.
It shall be received.
Exactly. They really did. I mean, Montgomery picked up his first win of the season, putting his record to 1-1.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
For real. He went 7 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, 1 walk, and 4 Ks. Great start for him. And also, another thing that was put out there, who but Matt Carpenter? At that point, it was 1 for 4 and hit his second home run of the season, driving in 2. DJ LeMahieu was 2 for 4 with a double, 2 RBIs. And Jose Trevino was 3 for 4 with his 3rd home run of the season, driving in 2 with 2 runs scored. And Joey Gallo had 2 hits in a game. He was 2 for 3 with a walk. Got to make sure we mention that. And Gleyber Torres was 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI.
Wait, can we just talk about, though, the game started off on such a high note. Shohei Ohtani gets up to bat, and Aaron Judge couldn't have timed his jump more perfectly. And had Aaron Hicks been playing, who is at least 4 inches shorter than him,
home run.
That was 100% a home run. But Aaron Judge didn't even have to jump that high, timed it absolutely perfectly, and robbed him of a home run to start the game.
Fantastic play.
Amazing. I was so hyped after that. It set the tone for the game.
Set the tone for the series. You could even make that point. You set the tone for the series because they went ahead and had the rain out on Wednesday night, which forced it to a doubleheader on Thursday, which I actually made the tough decision to skip on the first game because the weather report was weird. It looked like it was going to rain all day.
You're right.
And then again, so I'm like, I'm really going to go ahead and use a day, and it's going to get rained out and be pissed off and everything. So, but I went to the night game with Danny, but we skipped the 1 o'clock game, which ironically Ohtani was starting. They ended up moving up from the night to the day game.
Yep.
But setting the tone with that catch that you had mentioned on Tuesday night, Yanks went ahead and I put quotes in LA because they call themselves the LA Angels and they play in Anaheim. So we're going to just keep that in quotes there. But Nestor Cortez got the start and got his 5th win of the season, pushed his record to 5-1. He went 7 innings, 5 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. Wandy Peralta had to come in a weird situation to pick up his first save of the season, going an inning and a third with 1 walk. So Clark Schmidt came in relief of Cortez in the 8th inning and made a huge mess. Allowed the run, create bases loaded jam, and Peralta, Magic Wandy, had to go ahead and work his way out of that, and then got the 9th inning after a rain delay because that rain really came down when they were about to start the top of the 9th, and it was just a slight delay. It worked out, though. It was a rain between because of a separate admission doubleheader. But there was that. Matt Carpenter hit his 3rd home run of the season, going 1 for 3. Aaron Judge hit his 19th homer of the year, going 2 for 4 with a walk. Gleyber Torres, his 10th homer of the season, surpassing his total for last year already. So good signs for Gleyber. He was 2 for 4, though, with a double. DJ LeMahieu hit his 4th home run of the season. And we will highlight them. Not going to hate on him. Aaron Hicks was 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Bloopers, infield single, whatever. It still counts as a line drive in the book, as we like to say. Jose Trevino was 2 for 4, though. And Marwin Gonzalez got into the action when he was 2 for 4 with an RBI. And Yanks, the Judge homer, Carpenter homer, Torres homer, off of Shohei Ohtani, who couldn't even get out of the 4th inning. They have lit him up in both starts in his career.
Yeah.
Back-to-back seasons. Shohei has not pitched well in the Bronx at all.
So Showtime is not a good name for him in New York because he has shown little time here. Like, he's not able to hang with the big lights of New York. So,
yeah. Much
as I admire and respect him as a player, this is the 2nd time that I have not really been very impressed by what he's doing here. So, I do want to name with Matt Carpenter, though, his first 3 hits as a Yankee have been home runs, and that matches 2 other folks. Do you know who they are?
Was this mentioned during the broadcast?
No, I don't know if it was mentioned in the broadcast because I had to work, but I saw it when I was watching the recap.
Okay. Let's see, Mark Teixeira.
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to go one more guess because we're not going to drag this on forever.
One of them's a catcher.
Okay. Mike Stanley.
Nope.
Went really obscure there. Go ahead. What do you got?
Alfonso Soriano and Kyle Higashioka.
Wow. Okay, so during my time. Okay, then.
Both of them.
I was really going to go like really expansive here and really try to go, oh, yeah. Overthought that one a bit. So, that went ahead and took it to the nightcap, which the Yanks went ahead and took by a final of 2-1 to complete the sweep over the Angels. This was a game that went to, and it was intense. The crowd was like really into it. Jameson Taillon went ahead and took a perfect game, okay, into the 8th inning.
Yes.
So they were going, everyone, but it was awesome because everyone was into it. It wasn't people that were completely oblivious to it. And that's why you can feel the tension. Every strike had a reaction to it and stuff like that. So that was pretty awesome to be a part of. Still have not attended a perfect game or no-hitter. Still on that quest. I thought it was going to happen Friday night because I had somebody use the tickets to get the Aaron Judge bobblehead. I was like, here it goes. This is going to be it. But no, Jameson Taillon got his 6th win of the season, pushing his record to 6-1. Went 8 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks. Clay Holmes picked up his 7th save of the season, going an inning with a strikeout. IKF was 2 for 3 with a walk, a run, 2 stolen bases. That gave him 7 on the season. And the previously mentioned Miguel Andujar was 1 for 3 with a run scored, a walk, and his third stolen base of the season. Marwin Gonzalez had a great day, 4 for 6 on the day, but 2 for 4 in this game. The big blow, though, was Anthony Rizzo coming off the bench with a pinch hit, 2-run single in the 8th inning that pretty much broke that up, and it shot up the middle, hit off the bag and everything like that. It was pretty awesome, pretty dramatic game. To complete that sweep of the Angels here.
Yeah, that was a really great game to watch. I was like on the edge of my seat. You could just hear like as the crowd, like as the innings went on, you could hear the crowd getting louder and louder after every at bat. And I have to say, I hope I'm getting my games right because there was another another almost perfect game. Spoiler alert, coming up right after. But I think it was during that game where somebody hit the ball up the middle, and IKF. It would have been really hard for him. I don't know if it was this game or the other game. It would have been really hard for him to actually make that play. It was a legit
it was the
other game.
It was the Tyone game. It was the Thursday night game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. There was so many almost perfect games. So
no, Cole was doing his thing too, and I have two people to potentially blame for that one. Yes, because you know the rules. Don't talk about it. Don't mention it.
Oh, let me tell you, Michael K will tell you I don't believe in that. I talk about it all the time. Like he'll start talking about it in the 4th inning.
I know, it drives me nuts. I mean, I get it. Listen, obviously we all know that somebody must be mentioning it when it happens. We get that. But have some fun with the superstitions and things like that in baseball. But when you witness the person saying it and it doesn't happen, then you can blame them. I think that's fair game. Okay. But Friday night, though, Aaron Judge bobblehead night at the stadium. The Yankees blasted the Tigers 13-0.
Sheesh.
Garrett Cole picked up his 5th win of the season, driving his record to 5-1. He went 7 innings, who took his own perfect game into the 7th inning as well. 2 hits, no walks, 9 Ks. And remember the Killer Bees from years gone by? Well, Manny Benuelos finally made his Yankees debut. He pretty much mopped up, going 2 innings, 1 hit, and a strikeout. Aaron Judge on his bobblehead night, 4 for 5 with his 20th home run of the season, driving in 2 with 2 runs scored. And that guy, Jose Trevino, 2 for 3 with his 4th home run of the season, and he hit a triple.
Yes.
A triple. More impressive than home run is that triple.
Trevino.
3 runs scored. And who but Matt Carpenter was 2 for 3 with his 4th home run of the year, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and a walk. DJ was 2 for 4 with a double, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and a walk of his own. And Anthony Rizzo hit his 12th home run of the season with 3 RBIs. So, I went ahead, gave it to my the studio guy who hooked me up to getting the Aaron Judge bobblehead because I was at the Rangers game. And so when I'm at the Rangers game and the Yankees are playing, I will have the Yankees game on my phone.
Yes, he will. I can co-sign that.
Yes.
We were talking shop too while you were at the game.
Yeah, we were. So I was not missing a beat, but I'm locked in on the Rangers during stoppages in play. I go to the Yankees quick, back and forth. Intermission. Those not familiar with hockey, there are 2 20-minute intermissions in between periods. So plenty of game to watch. So in between the intermission, I'm clicked in. I'm like, all right, cool. Cole's got this going. There was this drunk couple right next to us that showed up wasted and slurring already.
Oof. And
the guy comes over to me. He just leans over. He goes, what are you watching? I was like, Yankees. Oh, it's 12-0. Why are you still watching? Garrett Cole's pitching really well. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, he's got a perfect game going? And I just gave him a look. I'm like, nobody has reached base yet. He's like, so he's got a no-hitter going? I'm like, I'm not going to say it, dude. I'm going to just tell you pretty straight out. I'm not going to say it. Nobody has reached base yet. Base hit. I just gave him this disgusting side eye. I closed the phone. I'm like, I wanted to throw him off the Chase Bridge. I just wanted to toss him right off.
What you should have done, Ed, for future notice is just be like,
I should have. I don't know, because if he was sober, I think he would have ran away then. Drunk, he would just maybe kept going. Hey, man, I got some cough drops. I mean, I don't know. Patted me on the back or something. Yeah. So, I don't know. So I'm going to blame that dude. I don't even know the dude's name. But
you could have faked losing your voice again, too.
It's true, I could have. I've been having to manage that recently. So, yeah, I should have come up with something, but I was just not going to say the words. You just don't say the words.
It was drunk hockey fans' fault.
Yes, drunk Ranger fan who's next to us, rambling the whole game, apologizing for his girlfriend, who was actually way more sober than him. So I don't know what the hell was going on there. It was a really weird situation. Talked to Angie about it another time offline. It was funny because we were actually having fun with it. It was when I calmed down, blaming him for the Garrett Cole perfect game going to shit. Then when the Rangers won and everything like that, I was happy about it then. And we were just making fun of this guy like the rest of the night. It was a total shit show. I will mention other fans for yesterday's game, though, because there was a huge crime committed at Yankee Stadium in our section, which I'll get into in a minute.
Yes, all right. So before we move on, I just want to say that with that, with Garrett Cole going 6+ perfect innings, the Yankees were the first team since the expansion era to open consecutive games with 6+ perfect innings.
Nice. Pitching staff's been out of control this year. It is insane. Oh, we've said it before.
I know. We posted about it too.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever. That cat's out of the bag with that one. But that takes us to Saturday's game, though, which was compared to that, a 3-0 cruising. So they shut the Tigers out back-to-back days. Mm-hmm. Luis Severino was phenomenal. Picked up his 4th win of the season, putting his record to 4-1. 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 10 Ks. Clay Holmes picking up his 8th save of the season. Aaron Judge went deep again, who was batting leadoff. Hitting his 21st home run of the season. And also had a walk. Josh Donaldson had a sac fly. Giancarlo Stanton returned, 1 for 4 with a double. And Anthony Rizzo was 1 for 4 with an RBI. But that trend continuing, though, like Lisa, you had mentioned. Starters going deep into games. We're talking about 7 innings, 7 innings, 8 innings. Like, that's huge. Saving the bullpen like this is usually has over the past couple of seasons has not been what the Yankees have been getting at all. Remember, we talked last episode. It was like, oh, this is the first time since 2013. The Yankees had back-to-back starters both go 8 innings. Now it's like becoming the norm. Great to see.
Very good to see. And I want to name something about Luis Severino. With his 10 strikeouts, that was his first double-digit strikeout performance of this season and the 11th of his career. He has 61 strikeouts against 14 walks in 10 starts for 2022. He's pitched. Oh, and you said what he did for the game, so I don't need to repeat that. But yeah, like every pitcher in the rotation is doing what they needed to do, and we're not burning out our bullpen. Like, remember in years past, it was like next man up, who's next? And the bullpen did it for us in those years where the pitchers couldn't make it past 4 or 5 innings. Mm-hmm. Now the bullpen's like, cool, it's our turn to rest, and we'll be ready when you need us, but you don't really need us that much. So it's been great, especially because we have quite a few relievers, on the IL right now. So
the depth isn't there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The depth isn't there. And plus, it's funny, Hanser and I were actually talking about this at the softball game. We were just shout out to Hanser if he is listening to this.
Hanser's our pitcher,
he checks
folks.
us out. Yes, he's our softball pitcher on Saturdays. So we were talking about, though, just like the analytical belief is that, you bring out these fireballers out of the bullpen and one after another. That's not sustainable over a 162 game stretch. Not at all. You want to do that in the playoffs, that's a different story, but you can't burn these guys out trying to get to the playoffs. So it is extremely important that your starters are able to at least give you 7 innings. At least, then it's only 6 outs out of the bullpen. So, and once in a while, if you got to go further, that's cool, but you can't expect that like night in and night out. It's just not sustainable. So that takes us to yesterday's game where the Yankees went ahead and completed the sweep of the Tigers with a walk-off, 5-4. This was the Yankees game on Peacock. So it was Sunday morning baseball, which is what Peacock has part of their MLB package. Game started at 11:35 a.m. So Lisa and I both had two totally different experiences with this. So, Lisa, share yours first because I just said, screw it. I'm not signing up for Peacock for one game. I just went.
So I would have loved to have gone to the game, but I did have plans. And yeah, first of all, 11:30 on a Sunday morning, I want to do something that Ed hates. So I want to go to brunch. Ed doesn't believe in brunch. We're going to talk about that another day, folks.
Oh my God.
But like 11:30 is prime brunch time. All right. So I'm either still in my PJs chilling or I'm going to brunch. So I was in between doing both of those things. And where I was, the people that I was with, shout out to my family, they have Peacock, but you had to pay for that. Like I have Peacock for free, but I don't have the whatever $5 subscription. So I couldn't watch it no matter what. So yeah, it kind of sucked. I could have listened to it on the radio, I suppose. But we were out and about enjoying the day. It was a beautiful day out too. Also, who's thinking about baseball at 11 o'clock in the morning? Nobody on the East Coast. So I mean, you went to the game, different story. But you probably felt weird going to the stadium. Like, I'm sure you had to leave at like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning to get to the game.
Well, that's why no. You're right. Because for those if you're unaware, Peacock has different tiers. You have the free version, which I have because I just don't watch it, and then so it's just there for. I signed up for my 7-day free trial a year or two ago when they had the new Saved by the Bell. That's why. That's what I used it on. So I checked it out. Never had any other need for it again until now. But if the Yankees are going to play one game a season on this friggin' thing, if it's a home game, yeah, I'm going to go. If it's on the road, I'm probably going to be a bit annoyed and try to figure out some way. Actually, if you're a WWE fan, you probably have Peacock Premium, so I'll borrow somebody's damn password. I don't care. I'll say it on here. I'm not buying it for one thing because their shows don't look that great either, honestly. Besides the Saved by the Bell.
Bel Air.
Is Bel Air good?
So I saw the reason why I signed up for Peacock, the free subscription, was because I didn't know this. The first episode was free, but then they got to get you to buy it. So the first episode was amazing, and I've heard good things about it, but who knows? I don't know.
Well, that's how they got me too. I did the same thing. I was like, oh, Saved by the Bell's on Peacock, cool. Signed up for it, and like, nope. After the first episode, you need the premium. So signed up for premium. But I know WWE Network was sold to Peacock, so they kind of merged it. So wrestling fans do have access to it. So yeah, I know a couple of people who watch wrestling, so I'll probably just get their Peacock password. So, and then maybe I share it with my co-host, and then we all watch the game then on Peacock. We'll see how that goes. Well, whatever. Yes, the 11:35 start was weird. Danny met me here at like 10 in the morning, and I woke up at 9, so I just walked the dog, showered, changed quick, and got the hell out of here. So I had my meal of the day at 11:15 at the stadium.
What'd you have?
Breakfast. I had breakfast, which was a nacho burger from Bob's Burger there, and fries, and a soda, because I just went past breakfast and was like, screw it, I'm just going straight to lunch.
Sounds like brunch, but whatever. By the way, Danny, buddy, I've never met you, I don't think. I've seen you going to a lot of games with Ed, and I just want you to know that my hours are going back to normal very soon, and Sunday games are my games. So don't get too comfortable, my friend.
So I think, and it's funny because Danny has Peacock, so he's one of the people I probably just
Danny, you know what? You can go to maybe a couple more Sunday games as long as I can get that password. I want to finish Bel Air, okay?
No, he usually works on Sundays. He was off this Sunday, so that's why I think he was like asking to go in advance. He's usually the Wednesday, Thursday guy.
I know.
So that'll be most of the time. There are some Sundays coming up though soon. Yeah, so to the game, the Yankees did go ahead and win 5-4 with a walk-off. Jordan Montgomery, not really runs for Gumby this time around. Took a no decision, which seems to be most of the time. Going 6 in the third, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 5 Ks. Michael King picked up the win in relief, his third win of the season, pushing his record to 3-1. Went an inning and struck out the side, and also held the Manfred man on second base because it was the 10th inning is when he came in. So that evil Manfred man, the ghost runner guy who's got to lurk around second base, got to work around him. IKF was 2 for 3 with a walk. and another stolen base, his 8th of the season. And Joey Gallo, though, coming through with a 2-run homer to tie it up, his 6th of the season, 2 RBIs. But the Tigers did take the lead in the 8th inning on a ball that I honestly think Anthony Rizzo should have had, and you could tell he was pretty pissed about it. He comes up the next inning, though, gets hit by the first pitch, steals second base on an overthrow, hustles his ass off to go to third base. Glaber hits a dribbler to the left side. He hustles again and slides in under the tag to score. It's like he was almost determined to, like, screw this. I'm tying this game up because I should have had that damn ball. So,
love the attitude. Keep doing
awesome.
that, Rizzo. Do that all the time.
That's why I love the guy. That's why I love the guy. Seriously, his attitude is awesome. And he seems to be like best friends with Aaron Judge now, because if you look in the dugout, they're always like talking about something, the game and stuff like that. It seems like they made a good friendship there. So that's awesome to see. That stolen base was his 4th of the season. Obviously, the one scored. Josh Donaldson, though, sack fly in the 10th inning to go ahead and drive in the winning run. And yeah, Yanks kept it rolling, kept it moving, and pushing that AL East lead and best record in baseball.
So here's a fun fact about Josh Donaldson's walk-off. That was their 6th of the year and their 15th comeback victory, which is the most in major leagues this season. And as you mentioned, it capped off a perfect 6-0 homestand. So way to go, fellas. Way to go.
Yeah, way to keep it rolling there. All right, so I'm not going to forget our awards of the week this week. So if this is the well, this is the first time joining us. We usually have a hitter of the week, which is our top of the heap. So Lisa, who do you got this week? Who is your top of the heap hitter of the week?
So there were a few people I could choose from, and I could have gone with Jose Trevino again, but I didn't because I think I picked him last week. Although he is quickly becoming one of my, I think I have a soft spot for catchers because in one of my first episodes, I told you Jorge Posada was actually my favorite player, even though everybody thinks it's Derek Jeter. I think I do have a soft spot for the catchers, but I went with our guy. He should be the captain already. I don't know what's going on. Give him the captain status. Aaron Judge.
Monster week again.
Monster week. So his average for the week was a 348. His OPS 1.168. He had 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, 6 runs, 8 hits, 4 walks. His on-base percentage was 429, and his slugging percentage is 739. Come on. And can you give him a bobblehead like once a month? Because clearly he loves bobblehead night when it's his.
They should.
He went 4 for 5 that night. Like, come on.
The first Friday of every month moving forward shall be Aaron Judge bobblehead night. Good luck trying to come up with different bobbleheads every single month of every single season. It would get really, really obscure after a while.
So obscure. So obscure.
I would love it, though.
Me too. Who is yours?
All right. Aaron Judge was going to be my pick, but I went with Jose Trevino.
Yes!
Yep.
Woo! He still gets in there.
Over his last 7 games, he hit 438 with a 471 on-base percentage and a 938 slugging percentage. 2 home runs on the week, 5 RBIs, 5 runs scored, a walk, and a triple. So that is who I'm rocking with for my top of the heap hitter of the week.
Love it.
And that brings us to the king of the hill, which is our pitcher of the week. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get this one started. I am gonna go with Luis Severino. His start on Saturday afternoon, picking up the win. You had mentioned what he did: 7 innings, a hit, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. He was phenomenal. So that's who I'm going with. I mean, Sevy. I mean, everyone's pitching great in the starting rotation, but getting Sevy back after pretty much not pitching for 2 years has been a huge plus. This is his walk year also, so he's pitching for his next contract, whether if it's the Yankees or whoever it's with. If he stays healthy and proves it, then hopefully it's with the Yankees. So, yeah, that's why I'm going to go with Sevy this week.
That is an excellent pick, and he was my runner-up.
Mm-hmm.
But we called it. We put it into existence. We created the hashtag, so I had to go with Jordan Montgomery.
Nice.
I had to go with him. Had to.
Gumby, damn it.
That's right. So his ERA for the week was 2.03. He had 13.1 innings pitched, 9 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. His whip is .83, and the batting average against him was 191.
Monty's looking good. Monty, Gumby, kind of like the Gumby thing. I know they started calling him that in the clubhouse and everything, is lanky and everything. So, yeah, we'll go with that. All right, and then let's preview the upcoming series as we always do. Yankees will be hitting the road. Another weird road series where they kind of just go away for one series and then they're back to face the Cubs next weekend. They did that last time where they just went to Tampa and came back for the weekend. So, Yanks are at the Twins, a series that I was supposed to go to, and I will not be at this time. So, next year they play the Twins every year. So
it's okay. It's okay. Good reason.
It felt weird. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little bit weird. All right, what do we got?
So I just want to name first. I was just having a conversation with somebody about this earlier today. I really want to go see the Minnesota Twins as well. Once again, boss, the co-hosts want to go on a road trip. Maybe next year we could get a GoFundMe for next year so that we can go see the Twins. Because one of the co-hosts also wants to go to see Paisley Park because I love Prince and I want to go there. And I've been dying to go there forever. Can we make this happen? Folks, once again, this is a quick PSA. If you want to see your co-host of the Empire 161 show going on a road trip, having some fun, showing you some things from another city, what's better than the Twin Cities? Come on. I know y'all want to see that. Speak it up for us. Put it on the Empire 161 show page. Let our boss know how much you really want to see that. Ed will try the craziest food at the stadium for you. Ed will. I will videotape it.
I had grasshoppers at Seattle last year. And that was weird. And even in cheese.
Oh, I still can't believe you did that. All right. So the weird thing is, and I was telling Ed about this before we went on the air, game 1, which is tomorrow, is Jameson Taillon. That's not the weird part. He's a right-handed pitcher for the Yankees, 6-1 record, 2.30 ERA, and 44 strikeouts. But the fascinating thing is, he is playing the undefeated to be determined.
TBD is unstoppable. Never lost, ever.
Nothing. Never.
Can't say they've never won either. Never know, but they're untouchable. The ERA is 0.
Their ERA is 0. You can't get much better than that.
So, but hold on. I was going to mention something, Lisa, though, about tomorrow night. You know what that is? What the Twins are having tomorrow night? Because I wasn't aware of this until recently.
No.
Tomorrow's Prince night in Target Field.
Oh, you were gonna go too. Oh,
I was gonna go. There was a giveaway.
Oh,
obviously, I would have given that to you.
Oh my god!
Now you're gonna get upset that I'm not.
No, I'm not gonna get upset. But oh my god, anybody watching who would like to donate if they're going to the game, once again, put it on our page. I will find you and get in contact with you. Y'all don't know the level of my love for Prince.
I was shocked. I saw it. I'm like, wow. It's friggin' Prince night. I forgot what the giveaway was, but it was obviously something purple.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever it was going to be dope. Yeah. One of the coolest things was, when he passed and they put their stadium lights in purple. I thought that was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. Oh, I think I got sidetracked.
I'm sorry.
All right. So the weird thing about TBD pitching tomorrow is that they have their 2 other pitchers listed. So go figure. You would think it would be game 3 that they would not know, but it's game 1. So we'll see who that is. But Ed, you said you had a hypothesis about that.
Yeah. So, in the PCP Fantasy Baseball League that I'm in with Faraci and Rodriguez and Keith and the guys going to put it in the book show. And Danny's actually also in this league. He's finding his way creeping into the PCP somehow. Sonny Gray is the starter for the Twins, who obviously Yankee fans are familiar with. He just went on the IL, so my guess is this was his spot in a rotation. So they're probably going to backfill and call somebody up, for that, and that's probably why the rotation. We have the infamous TBD just yet, so that's what I'm guessing.
He subs in when you need him.
Yeah, unstoppable.
So game 2, which is on Wednesday, we will have Chris Archer, right-hand pitcher, 0-2 record, 3.89 ERA, and 32 strikeouts against my favorite pitcher on the Yankees these days, Nestor Cortez Jr., a fan favorite of the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
Left-hand pitcher, 5-1 record, 1.50 ERA. Dang!
Did
and
you see the
68
T-shirt?
strikeouts. I
Did you
did.
see the
The
T-shirt?
mustache one?
The one with the Mustache Brothers
No,
one?
I still want the Mario Brother one.
No, RotoWare put that on there. Like, it's on our page, on our Facebook page.
Oh, okay. I gotta go look.
They've made one now. Another thing that was spoken into existence over this past week. It's getting a little weird.
We did. Oh, you know what? We got to start doing this more. RotoWare. If you want to be a sponsor of the Empire 161 show, Ed is a major fan of yours. I will become a major fan. So hit us up. Boss, do you see how hard I'm working for this stuff? I mean, come on.
Trying. All
right.
Farachi's also a big RotoWare fan because when they have a cool Mets shirt, I send it to him every time, and he curses me out because he's like, "My bank account hates you."
All right, yeah, I'm pulling in sponsors. I have to talk to you offline about another one. Okay. Game 3, which is on Thursday, the 9th. We have Dylan Bundy, right-hand pitcher, 3-3 record, 5.57 ERA and 36 strikeouts. I don't know how he's gonna feel, but he's facing Garrett Cole, whose record couldn't be more opposite. So Garrett Cole is our ace. Right-hand pitcher, 5-1 record, 2.78 ERA, and 81 strikeouts on the season so far.
Let's not forget, by the way, who the Yankees will be seeing when they go to Minnesota. Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela.
That's right. I mean, Gary cool, but Gio.
Yep. But if you don't think that, at least Gary Sanchez is probably highly motivated to try to stick it to the Yanks. I mean, Gio, I think, was probably a little bit different, but we'll see how it goes. My guess is he'll probably have 2 or 3 strikeouts every game, and it'll just be like the old Gary Sanchez of old that we were quite familiar with.
I wonder if he's still going to walk out to the same song, because I feel like he kept the same song all the time. Es mi vida.
I kind of hope he catches. That'd be great. I really hope he catches. So many pass balls, wild pitches, everything. Can't wait. Just show us what we've been missing so far. With Jose Trevino, who has been infinitely better than you. So far.
My gosh, his framing is perfection.
And Leslie's better hitter right now so far than Gary Sanchez is. Yeah,
Gary. Let's see you hit a triple.
Yeah, may have happened 1 or 2 times during his entire Yankees career. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much kind of like wraps up for this week. Then let's hit the music. Well, thanks for joining us this week. As always, we always close with New York, because every episode is a win for us and for the Yankees in our books. So, thanks for joining us again. If you're joining us on Facebook, go ahead and join the Empire 161 Show Facebook group. We have a lot of cool conversations and stuff like that we share every day. Join the Daily Talk, because can't all make the show. If you're following us on Twitter, catching us there, follow us at Empire 161 Show. Daily lineup, stories, things like that. Same thing as the Facebook stuff. So check us out there. And we are brought to you by Pop Culture Pros. So check the Pop Culture Pros out on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Hit subscribe. Check out all the other cool shows that we got on the network. And wherever you find your podcasts, subscribe to Pop Culture Pros. You're a Mets fan and you're catching us? Check out the Put in a Book show with Malachi and Keith and Rodriguez and the guys. We cover the New York Mets. If you're into Star Wars, check out Tim and Rick was his co-host last week. So check out Shooting the Sith. They talk about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show on Disney+. If you're into Disney also, check out Ashley, and she has various guests. Our wife Gabby is one of her co-hosts as well. They do a great job talking about Disney, usually on Thursday nights. If you're into wrestling, check out Tim and Eric on the Just Too Sweet show on Tuesday nights. If you want more Tim, can't get enough Tim and Eric, check out A to Z on Friday nights. You're into James Bond, go and check out Ginny and Jason. They're usually on Monday nights. They talk about James Bond 007. And if you're into comic books, check out Granny's Peach Tea. We will be back this Wednesday night talking about the 3 episodes of The Boys that dropped. We'll be talking about Thor of the Dark World as we count down to Thor Love and Thunder and the latest episode of Superman Alone. So come check us out. And for us, more Yankees talk. See us next week. We'll be back talking about the week that was and any other cool stories at the Ritz. So take it easy. Enjoy the week. Let's go Yankees. Keep it rolling, boys. Keep it rolling.
Woo! Thanks, everybody.
Peace.